Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve Codeforces problem visiting a friend. Before we go through the problem and examples and solution, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people who are preparing for Java interviews and coding interviews. On my channel there are over 200 solved different varieties of coding interview questions asked by Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Yahoo and many other big companies, and those are solved with examples and Java code. So if you are preparing for Java interviews or coding interviews, please subscribe to this channel now. This channel can definitely help you in your Java J2E interview preparation. So please subscribe it. So now let's go through the problem statement for visiting a friend. Pig is visiting a friend. Pig's house is located at point 0 and his friend's house is located at point M on an axis. Pig can use teleports to move along the axis. To use a teleport, Pig should come to a certain point where the teleport is located and choose where to move. For each teleport, there is rightmost point it can move Pig to. This point is known as the limit of the teleport. Formally, a teleport located at point X with limit Y can move Pig from point X to any point within the segment X to Y, including the bounds. So he can go from X to Y or anywhere inside that segment, right? Determine if Pig can visit the friend using teleports only, or he should use his car. So if he can just use the teleport from to reach from source to destination, then we will say yes, otherwise we will say no basically. So in the input they have given us let's say, so two integers n and m, number of teleports and location of friend's house. So here number of teleport is 3 and location of the friend's house is 5. So 5 is the destination he want to reach. And then the next n lines are information about teleport. So for example, this the teleport he can start from 0 and it will go until point 2. This one he can start from 2 and it will go until point 4, and this one he can start from point 3 and it can go until point 5. So if we look at this example, right, this example, they have given us a nice diagram here. So he can go from 0 to 2, right? Then he can go from 2 to 3, because even if the segment goes from the line, like the teleport goes from 2 to 4, he can get down at 3, right? Because from 3 to he can take 3 to 5 teleport, right, as you can see here, and he can reach the destination. So in this case we can return yes. In the next example, as you can see, this is the another example they have given us, right? They have just shown it here. So he can go from 0 to 4, right? So uh, even if he get down at 2, let's say, he can go from 2 to 5 basically, right? 2 to 5 he can reach, but from 5 onwards he just cannot go because there is no connection, right? There is no teleport connection here. So that's why he can maximum reach 0.5, and then we have to return no, because he wanted to reach to 7 but he could not reach to 0.7, right? So we have to say no in this case. So let's go ahead and take one example over here. This is the first example that they have given us, right? So this is the same one. So uh, they have explained this example already here, right? This is the same example that we are taking. So how we are going to solve this problem is we will create one variable. Let's say the variable is called as x. So let me just modify this. So let's just say that variable is called as x. We will initialize it to 0, and then we will go through each of these teleports, right? So whenever we will also check, if this, let's say for example, this entry, right? So this starting, it should be less, it should be less than or equal to this ending basically, right? Less than or equal to this ending, so he can use that port teleport, right? Because this 2 is less than or equal to 2, then it means that he can take this teleport. Now it will reach 4. Now this 4 is less than equal to this 4, right? So it can again take this teleport to reach 5, right? So this is the approach we will take to find out the solution. So each time we will also calculate this x as we will update it to the maximum of this one, right? So first entry we will check x is equal to less than equal to 0. Yes, then we will update this with 2, right? So x will become 2. Now it will go to the next entry here, right? So 2 is less than equal to 2. Yes, then it will update it to this entry, right? Ending entry basically. So it moves to 4. Now again we are reaching here. So now again we will check 4 is less than equal to 4. Yes, then we will take this entry 5 and we will update x to 5, and at the end we will check if this x whatever we got here, if it is equal to the destination 5, then we will just say yes, otherwise we will say no, right? So in this case we will say yes. So let's take another negative example where the he cannot reach to the end, right? So for example, here let's say again we will just write down. So x will be 0 in the beginning, right? So x is equal to 0 in the beginning. So now 0 is less than equal to 0, right? Yes, so we will update it with 2. So x becomes 2, this ending, right? Ending means where teleport ends, right? So now we will check next teleport. So now this 2 is less than equal to 2. Yes, then we will update it to 4 now, right? It means that it can reach to 4 at until this point, right? Now we are looking into other remaining entries. So now this 4 is less than equal to 4. Yes, then we will update it with this entry, so he can reach until point 6 basically with using these teleports. Now this is the end of the entry, so we will check, if this 6 is equal to m which is at destination. No, so we have to return no here. It means it cannot reach to the ending basically or destination, right? So these are the two examples. So let's look into the code quickly. So now I just created n, m and array. So this is the given input to us, right? Then we created one variable called as x, as I mentioned you in the examples. We are going through all these array entries here. So all these three entries we will go and we will keep checking, if the array of the 0th element, like this first element, right, if it is less than equal to x, then we will update x to the maximum of the current x and the first entry, right? Current x and first entry we will update. For example, first it was 0, now after this one it becomes 2, right? The maximum is 2. Now when we will go here, it will be updated to 4, like this basically, right? X will be updated to the maximum. So at the end we will check if our x is equal to greater than or equal to our aim, right, which is our destination. Then we will just say yes, otherwise we will say no. So let's just take this first example that they have given us and execute it. So we should get yes here. So as you can see, we are getting yes here, which is correct. And let's just modify this example to our second example, this one, and we will just test it on our second example. So our second example is 2 to 4 and 4 to 6. So now this one is 4 to 6 here. So now as you can see, it cannot reach to the 8, right? It can only reach to 6 here. So now it should be no. So as you can see here, it is coming as no, which is correct. Now let's just modify this entry. Let's just add one more entry from, let's say, 5 to 8. Now we can do entry, right? 5 to 8. So now the it can get down when it is and on this port track, it can get down at number 5, and from 5 it can go to 8, right? So in this case it can reach to the destination, so it should print yes. So now as you can see, it is printing yes. So our logic is working. We tested on couple of examples here. So this is the way we can solve the Codeforces problem visiting a friend. So we already discussed the Java code is pretty simple, and the examples I showed you, two examples here. um, so if you haven't already checked my playlist on my channel, there is a Codeforces playlist which has couple of Codeforces different problems solved and explained with Java code. And there are also a big playlist called as Leetcode and Leetcode solutions, which has over 200 solved different coding examples, which constitute very important coding example varieties such as dynamic programming, binary search related problems, binary search tree related different coding questions, as well as DFS, BFS matrix related problems, There are also problems related to linked list as well as string related different coding interview questions, and those questions are taken from big tech companies interviews such as Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Yahoo, and many other big companies. So those are very important from coding interview perspective, so you can check it. If you are preparing for just simply for initial screenings or telephonic Java interviews, then there is another playlist called as Java interview, which has lots of frequently asked Java interview questions, telephonic interview questions, and how to answer them is also explained there. It also discusses different Java data structures, design patterns, so you can check those videos as well. If you find this video helpful, if you like the way it is explained with examples and Java code, then please subscribe it and like it. Your subscription for the channel is really important to us, because this is the way the video can reach to more people. They can also watch these solved coding problems and understand how to approach different Java coding problems and which data structures to use from Java to like solve different varieties of problems. The goal of the channel is to help as many people as possible in their Java interviews and coding interviews, so please subscribe it. If you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching this video.